Hello dear students, welcome back after first unit test in the class. I hope all of you perform excellent in the first unit test and I wish for your excellent result in the first unit test. Let's start the new chapter number 8A of the subject chemistry. That name of the chapter is Study of Compounds Hydrogen Chloride. Now, introduction about these chapters, introduction about the HCl's and history and the discovery about the hydrogen chloride gas. Now, the knowledge of hydrogen chloride is attributed to chemist Geber. Geber in 18th century. So, Geber first attributed to give the knowledge about the hydrogen chloride, HCl. Now, Glover prepared the acid in 1648 by heating NaCl with conch H2SO4. So, Glover first prepared the hydrochloric acid by using the NaCl and H2SO4 and heating them, they get the HCl gas. So Geber first prepared in the laboratory of the HCl in 1648. Now next, the gas hydrogen chloride was discovered by Priestley in 1727. So Priestley in 1727 first discovered the hydrogen chloride is a gas. Now next, and he named this gas is marine acid air. Lavoisier named that gas was muriatic acid, but murine acids, muriatic acids, these two names was not continued by our further chemist. Finally, Davy in 1810 named the hydrogen chloride acids, hydrochloric acids of the HCl gas, hydrochloric acid for the HCl gas. So the hydrochloric acid name given by the Davy in 1810. So these all points based on the memories. So students, please try to memorize all of these points. Geber first attributed the knowledge about the HCl's. First, the acid, hydrochloric acid prepared by Glover by using NaCl and H2SO4. Priestley discovered the hydrochloric acid is a gas and they named the marine acid air. Lavoisier given the name of this acid is muriatic acid. Finally, the Davy in 1810 coined the name hydrochloric acid for the HCl gas. So these all points try to memorize. Now next, occurrence, that means the sources of the hydrochloric acids. That means where in the nature the hydrochloric acids hydrochloric acid is found, and where the from where the hydrochloric acid is obtained. So occurrence hydrochloric gas generally occurs in the volcanic gases, and hydrochloric acid also present in the stomach of the mammals, and it help in the digestion of the food. So the next occurrence, the hydrochloric acid is present in gastric juice of mammals. Gastric juice present in the stomach of the mammals, and it help in the digestion of the food. So approx 0.2 to 0.4% of the hydrochloric acid present in the gastric juice of the mammals. So these are the two natural sources where the hydrochloric acid present. Number one, volcanic gases. Number two, gastric juices of the mammals. Now, preparation of the hydrochloric acids. Hydrochloric acid artificially prepared in the laboratory and also manufactured in the industries by using some chemicals. So there are different methods for the preparation of the hydrochloric acid gas, hydrochloric gas. Number one method, synthesis methods. In the synthesis methods, generally we can prepared, scientist can and chemist prepared in the laboratory by using the hydrogens and chlorine gas. From hydrogen and chlorine gas they prepared the HCl by using the diffuse sunlight. So here the reactions, hydrogens and chlorines gas both are combined to each other in the presence of the diffuse light. They produce the HCl gas, hydrochloric gas, not the hydrochloric liquid or hydrochloric acid, but the HCl gas. Now this reaction is a very sensitive. This reaction always occurs in the presence of diffuse sunlight, not direct sunlight. This reaction is explosive in the case of direct sunlight. So generally scientists or chemists using the diffuse sunlight. Diffuse sunlight is best for the formation of the hydrochloric acid, hydrochloric gas from hydrogen and chlorines. In the dark there is no any reactions between the hydrogen and chlorine gases. So hydrogen and chlorine gases combined in the diffuse sunlight and they form the HCl gas, hydrochloric gas. So by the synthesis method we can prepare in the laboratory. Now the next method, by heating metal chloride with conc H2SO4. So generally metal chlorides NaCl is taken. This is a metal chloride. Metal chloride is heated in the presence of conc H2SO4. Conc H2SO4 sulfuric acid, conc sulfuric acids, they produce the HCl gas. How? Now Na breaks down into Na plus and Cl minus. H2SO4 breaks down into H plus and SO4 2 minus. So Na combined with the SO4 and hydrogen combined with the chlorine, they form the HCl gas. Now here is the reaction. Sodium chloride reacts with the conc H2SO4 in the presence of by heating they form the sodium hydrogen sulfate and the hydrochloric gas, HCl gas. So in these reactions the temperature is a sensitive point. The temperature always maintain less than the 200 degrees Celsius, just slightly less than the 200 degrees Celsius or equal to the 200 degrees Celsius. So temperature is a very sensitive in these reactions. When heating the metal chloride with conc H2SO4, they produce the hydrochloric gas. So temperature is a very sensitive in this case. If the high temperature is provided, that means more than 200 degrees Celsius temperature provided, then they form the sodium sulfate Na2SO4, and then sodium sulfate is a crusty, and it has the sticky nature, and it stick to the glasswares, and it is very difficult to remove the sodium sulfate from the glassware. So the temperature should maintain less than 200 degrees Celsius or equal to the 200 degrees Celsius, not more than 200 degrees Celsius. They form the HCl gas. Now the next, the cupric chloride CuCl2 also heated in the presence of conc H2SO4, they form the hydrochloric gas, HCl gas, and the byproduct copper sulfate. So what happened in these reactions? Now copper break down into Cu2 plus and Cl minus. H2SO4 break down into the H plus and SO4 2 minus. So copper 2 plus Cl2 break down into copper 2 plus cuprous ions. This cuprous ion combined with the sulfate ions, and they form the copper sulfate, and hydrogen combined with the HCl, and they form the hydrogen combined with the chlorine, and they form the HCl gas. So these are the two methods by which the hydrochloric gas can be prepared in the laboratory. Now the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. How in the laboratory we can prepare the hydrogen chloride gas? So here is the methods we can prepare the hydrogen chloride gas in the laboratory. First, the requirements. The reactant used for the preparation of hydrogen chloride gas is sodium chloride NaCl, and concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4. In the previous slide, we also observed that the reaction between the NaCl and H2SO4. Now the reaction and condition. Here is the reactions and conditions. Reaction and conditions. So NaCl combined with conc H2SO4, and the temperature maintained in the container is less than 200 degrees Celsius or approx 200 degrees Celsius. Then it forms the sodium hydrogen sulfate and hydrogen chloride gas, HCl gas, hydrogen chloride gas. That hydrogen chloride gas can be collected in a gas jar. Now if the temperature is above the 200 degrees Celsius, then it forms the sodium sulfate, and that sodium sulfate Na2SO4 is a crusty material, and which is stick to the glasswares, and it is very difficult to remove the sodium sulfate. So the temperature should maintain less than 200 degrees Celsius, not more than the 200 degrees Celsius. Now here the apparatus and procedures. Now here it is a burette stand. These are all burette stands, and the base of this the burette stand. Now this is a round bottomed flask. This is a round bottom flask. This is a thistle funnel, thistle tube and thistle funnels, thistle tubes. This is a two-hole stopper, two-hole stopper. This is a wide mouth bottle, and this one is a gas jar. Now this one is a wire gauge, and this one is a tripod stand, and this one is a burner. So again, this one is a burette stand, and this one is the base of the burette stand, and this one is a round base bottle. This one is a thistle tubes. This one is a two hole containing. This one is a two hole containing stopper. Now this one is a wide mouth bottles, and this one is a gas jars, and this one is a U-shaped tube. This one is also a U-shaped tube. So this is all about the apparatus. Arrange the apparatus according to the given diagrams. And taken the sodium chloride powder or crystals in the round base bottles, in these bottles, and concentrated sulfuric acid in the thistle tubes, and stop the stopper of the thistle tubes. Start the burners and provide the heat to the round bottomed flask, and this round bottom flask heated up to the 200 degrees Celsius or slightly less than the 200 degrees Celsius. Then add the conch sulfuric acid by opening these stoppers, and then conch sulfuric acids enter into the round bottomed flask, this round bottom flask which containing the sodium chloride, and the reaction will start. Then sodium chloride reacts with the concentrated sulfuric acids at the temperature of slightly less than 200 degrees Celsius. They form the hydrogen chloride gas, HCl gas, and that hydrogen chloride gas out through these U-shaped tubes and enter into the wide mouth bottles which containing the concentrated sulfuric acids. Concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent, drying agent. So they absorb the moisture present in the hydrogen chloride gas, which enter into the wide mouth bottles or into the concentrated sulfuric acids. After absorbing the moisture by the concentrated sulfuric acids, the hydrogen chloride gas again out through these tubes and enter into the gas jar. As you know that hydrogen chloride gas is more volatile than the sulfuric acid. So hydrogen chloride gas out through these tubes and enter into the gas jar, and hydrogen chloride gas is stored in this gas jar, in these tubes, that means gas jar. So this is all about the apparatus and the procedure of the preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. Again, hydrogen chloride, sodium chloride taken into the round bottom flask, and concentrated sulfuric acid in the thistle tubes. Open the stoppers of the thistle tubes and concentrated sulfuric acid enter into the round bottomed flask, and they combine with the hydrogen chloride, sodium chloride gas, sodium chloride, and they form the hydrogen chloride gas, and that hydrogen chloride gas enter into the concentrated sulfuric acid which containing in a wide mouth bottles. Concentrated sulfuric acids absorb the moistures and the hydrogen chloride gas out from these wide mouth bottles through a tubes and enter into a gas jars, and thus hydrogen chloride gas collected into a gas jar. So this is all about the apparatus and procedure how to hydrogen chloride gas can be prepared. Now next, drying of hydrogen chlorides. For the drying of the hydrogen chloride gas is passes through the concentrated sulfuric acids, and concentrated sulfuric acids absorb the moistures from the hydrogen chloride gas if moisture is present. Only the sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid, is used for the drying of the hydrogen chloride gas. Other gases like phosphorus pentaoxide and quicklime CaO cannot be used for the drying of the hydrogen chloride gas because the phosphorus pentaoxides and quicklime, they react with the hydrogen chloride gas and they form their respective compounds. Here, as for example, when the phosphorus pentachloride is using as a drying agent, then they react with the hydrogen chloride and they form the phosphorus oxychlorides and metaphosphoric acid HPO3. When calcium oxide is using as a drying agent for the drying of HCl gas, then calcium oxide quicklime react with the HCl gas, hydrogen chloride gas, and they form the calcium chloride and water. So for the drying of the HCl gas, we can use the concentrated sulfuric acids, passing the gases through a concentrated sulfuric acid, cannot using the phosphorus pentaoxides and quicklime. This is the reason, because the phosphorus pentaoxide and quicklime react with the hydrogen chloride gas. So now next, collection of hydrogen chloride gas. Now the hydrogen chloride gas always collected by upward displacement of air. Why? Because as you know that hydrogen chloride is heavier than the air. So the hydrogen chloride displaces the air in the upward directions. So the hydrogen chloride gas always collected by the upward displacement of air in the gas jar. Here is the reasons, because it is heavier than air. It is 1.26 times heavier than the air, and it is also highly soluble in the water. But air is, as compared to the air, hydrogen chloride is highly soluble in the water. So this is the two reasons that's why we can collect the hydrogen chloride gas by the upward displacement air. Now next topic, identification of the gas. Now after the reactions we collect the gas, but how can we judge that the obtained gas is the hydrogen chloride gas? For the judgment of the hydrogen chloride gas, for the justification of the hydrogen chloride gas, first we taken a glass rod and the ammonia solution in a beaker. NH3 solution in a beaker and a glass rod. Glass rod first dip in the ammonia solutions. Glass rod first dip in the ammonia solution. So in the surface, on the surface of the glass rods, some of the ammonia solutions stick, and that glass rods brought near to the mouth of gas jar, in which we can collect the gas which obtains after the reactions. So first the glass rod dip in the ammonia solutions and brought near to the mouth of gas jars. If the dense white fumes of ammonium chloride will be produced, then it produces that the gas jar contains the hydrogen chloride gas, because the ammonia solution NH3 combined with H2O, that is ammonia solution, form the NH4OH, ammonium hydroxides, and that ammonium hydroxides NH4OH combined with the HCl, hydrogen chloride gas, and they form the ammonium chloride NH4Cl plus H2O in a vapors. So ammonium chloride is a sublime substance and which has the dense white fumes. So the dense white fumes present in this test proves that the ammonium chloride is formed, and ammonium chloride, it's proved that the given gas in the gas jar is a hydrogen chloride. So this is a test for detection of the hydrogen chlorides, and also this is a test for the detection of the ammonia. So identification. So HCl gas can be identified by using the ammonium solutions. If the dense white fumes of ammonium chloride produce, then it proves that the given gas and the produced gas is the hydrogen chloride gas. Now the precautions during this process. Number 1, the lower end of Thistle funnel must be dipped below the concentrated sulfuric acids. So the Thistle funnel, lower end of the Thistle funnels should be dipped below the concentrated sulfuric acids. Next, the temperature should be maintained nearly 200 degrees Celsius or slightly less than the 200 degrees Celsius. Why? Because at the high temperature, the apparatus may break and they form the sodium sulfate. It is a crusty and sticky substance which stick to the round bottomed flask, and it is very difficult to remove the sodium sulfate from the round bottomed flask. So temperature should maintain nearly 200 degrees Celsius or slightly less than 200 degrees Celsius, not more than 200 degrees Celsius. So these two are the precautions. And if the temperature increase the 200 degrees Celsius, that means the fuel is wasted. So temperature always maintains at the 200, around the 200 degrees Celsius. So these two are the precautions. Number 1 precautions, the lower end of the Thistle funnel must be dipped below the concentrated sulfuric acids, and the temperature should maintain at the 200 degree Celsius. So this is all about the history introduction of the hydrogen chloride gas and the laboratory preparation of the hydrogen chloride gas. Now in the next class we will discuss about the physical and chemical properties of the hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, thank you for watching this video.